So we just want to make a really quick little video here. I belong to a networking group called BNI, and so each week I have to do a presentation. And the other week I did a presentation where I talked about Megan's her celiac disease. So Megan, we did a little interview, which I can link to this video too. We did an interview for my podcast where we talked about celiac disease. Megan really enlightened me on so many different things about celiac disease, which is where you have a severe gluten intolerance. You cannot take it in.
Right.
So you also have no option. That's not a dieting thing. But you also have which I didn't realize this, your body is super sensitive to inflammation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, so I wanted to talk about Isagenix a little bit and her condition. And so, one, it's awesome because if she's in a restaurant and she can't find, well, if they cannot 100% guarantee that they're not going to have gluten, like they have to change gloves for her, that kind of thing. Kind of like a peanut allergy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. If there's cross-contamination, I'm going to be sick.
Exactly. Yeah. Very sick. So unless they can 100% guarantee that they're not going to contaminate anything, she would rather just not eat. So Isagenix is something that she's been using as a meal replacement just on a regular basis, but it's great in case like she's at a restaurant and they can't supply some gluten-free food.
So I'm not starving.
Exactly.
I'm not sitting there starving while everybody else is eating.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about that just kind of as a logistical thing, but then I wanted to talk about a little more about her inflammatory response, or have her talk about it, because that inflammatory response is really severe. So you can have inflammation due to just general stress and that kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So
or if you're eating a lot of acidic foods, or just anything that's going on in your body.
Okay, and even like environmental stuff too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So something that Megan's been doing is, so she's been using Isagenix for a little while now, and I learned this from her. So I started doing this whenever she started doing it, and it's been really awesome. So I guess just go ahead and talk about what you do and why it's so much better for you.
Well, when I started Isagenix, and it's only been about 2 months ago, I was in good shape. I have been, clean eating.
Obviously gluten-free.
For over 10 years. So I was no stranger to it. But, my body was, I was fit, but it wasn't, I still had some inflammation going on, and I still had some other issues going on. And I probably had about 10, 12 pounds to lose. And so I got on Isagenix, not as any sort of diet, not to try to lose weight, but I got on this, and this in particular, this is Ionix Supreme. It's full of adaptogens, and adaptogens are, they've been around thousands of years. They're 100% safe. There are no side effects to them, and yet they have some of the same effects as anabolic steroids on it, in that it causes your body to be able to handle large amounts of stress without going into shock. And so it helps with oxidation. It has tons of antioxidants in it, and it just calms your systems down. And so what happened is I got on this product, which is Cleanse for Life, and so it's a cellular detox. It's not a colon cleanse. It's a cellular detox.
when you hear cleanse, you should really go into what kind that is.
Right, because colon cleanse is you're going to be miserable for a while. Whereas this is there's definitely a cleansing process, which is not always fun, but this is getting into your kidneys, your liver, your down to a cellular level, balancing out all of your body systems. This Ionix Supreme is then coming in and supporting it with antioxidants and supporting any stress that's been placed on your body and calming the systems down, from the hormones, lymphatic system, all of it starts to settle down. And what happened is my body released 12 pounds.
That's awesome.
12 pounds. And I wasn't doing anything different. I didn't start working out more. Stephanie already had me on high-intensity interval training. So I was already doing some interval training way before I started Isagenix, probably 3 or 4 months before. And so I had probably lost a little bit of, just extra weight that I was carrying through that. But once I got on Isagenix and all of my systems, my hormones, everything kind of settled down, my skin cleared up.
Because you're, 20 pounds down from where you were in winter last year, right? About that?
Yeah, about 17.
17.
17 pounds, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went from a size 6 to a size 2.
Yeah.
And my body just let go of weight and it wasn't a big dramatic, stressful situation on my part to get it there. It was just that once my body was getting the nutrients it needed. The systems were able to settle down. The inflammation settled down, and I think my pH, came up, to a more alkaline state. The body just released everything that it was carrying, and it was super, super easy. And I've been, and the interesting thing about it was too is I didn't look skinny.
Right.
I looked.
She just looked lean.
Yeah, my muscles started showing. I mean, I have abs for the first time ever, and I've had 2 children. So it helps normalize your body. And I think normalizing your systems is what we're after here. It's not fighting with your body. It's not, beating your body into submission and getting it to do what you want it to do.
Yeah.
It's giving it what it needs and making your body this really hospitable place to live. Yeah. And then your body's going to regulate and do what it needs to do.
Yeah. And you just feel better. So
and you look better. You sleep better.
Yeah. Just handling stress better. Yeah. So awesome. Well, thanks. I just wanted to share those products. I made a post this morning that talked about how I personally use these products. Megan used them in a very similar way.
I do.
And I use, so each morning when I first wake up, I have one serving of the Ionix Supreme.
Yeah.
And I really just have one scoop of, so this would be like 2 scoops.
Me too.
I would have just 1 scoop of the cleanse because we do the daily cleanse in the morning, along with my morning Ageless Essentials with Product B.
Yep, Product B.
Yeah, Product B is awesome. So that's what I start with. Then my first meal is a shake, and then like our coworker's face. Then my second meal is usually, I have a lot of lunch meetings, so I usually eat out at a restaurant. And I typically, I kind of get whatever I want as long as it's clean. I don't go crazy with like, carbs and all that stuff. So anyway, have whatever I want really for lunch. Then usually around like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll have another shake. And then sometimes I'll go ahead and throw the Ionix Supreme in the afternoon shake. And if I don't, then I'll wait till the night. And then for dinner, it's usually either going out or I cook dinner. So it's just, again, I kind of have whatever I want as long as I just keep it pretty clean. And then at the end of the day, then I have another serving of this if I didn't have it at 3. And my one scoop of the cleanse, and then my PM pack of the vitamins. So that's what my typical day looks like most days. It's easy. I don't feel hungry. And so
you don't feel hungry?
No. I'm good.
Well, the other big thing that happened was I quit drinking coffee. Yeah. It was huge. Since probably high school, I've been a 3 or 4 cup a day kind of girl. Love my coffee. And 2 or 3 weeks in, I'd go to make my pot of coffee and just really wasn't all that interested in it. Yeah. And so I was looking at my coffee pot, staying full all day, and I was, I don't want coffee.
Yeah.
But it was only because my body was craving alkaline products. And
coffee's acidic. I still love my coffee in the morning, but I don't crave it all day like I used to. Like I really, I mean, I used to have tons of coffee, and then I guess energy too. Like if I'm, I can tell a big difference with the Ionix Supreme if I have it in the afternoon. So that makes a difference too. Just in general. So that's what I wanted to share today. All right. We're including some links below, so if you want to order any of these products, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Once you get to the website, sometimes there's a lot of products, and so that's why I wanted to kind of break it down into what we usually use on a daily basis. I mean, I try some other stuff here and there, and I love a lot of the other products, but these are my staples. This is what I have on my auto ship.
Cleanse, Ionix Supreme, the shakes, and Product B. Yeah.
So my auto ship looks like 4 canisters or boxes of the shakes because I have 2 a day, so that's 56 meals. And then I have 2 containers because I usually use the powder stuff.
I do too.
So the powder you don't have to refrigerate or anything. So I use the powder, Cleanse for Life. So I get 2 of those in my auto ship, and then I get a box of these in my auto ship. And the Ageless Essentials with Product B. So there is a pack that your dad actually just ordered that has all of those products in it. So it's the we'll include that link at the bottom too. I think it's the total health and longevity pack, I think is what it's called. But anyway, we'll put that link in the bottom if you're interested in that. But it has all of those products. So anyway, that's it. Let us know if you have any questions.